is the definition of Sat Chit Ananda? It is the idea of the nature of reality, or God, the experience of realizing the unity and wholeness of all existence, and your role within it, and your connection to all that is. It's the source of all consciousness and all perfection. It's to experience this emotion, this sense of, this mindset, this sense of bliss, with the ultimate goal in a spiritual journey in the traditional Hindu and yoga's traditions. Sat is defined as truth, absolute being, existence, which is enduring and unchanging. Chit is consciousness, understanding, and comprehension. Ananda is bliss, a state of pure happiness, joy, and sensual pleasure. This is not saying that it is only experiencing states of joy, bliss, but it's finding the joy and bliss regardless of what other emotions are coming in, regardless of being in a state of discomfort, pain, sorrow, or dis-ease. It's not being void or free of these. It's finding that state of mind regardless of what's going on around you. Traditionally, the state is considered to be very rare and hard to achieve. In fact, so much so that in the course of human history as we know it, there's only been about 20 or 30 people that have ever attained this state. So why am I taking the time to even express this to you, or even have this discussion, if it's nearly impossible for any of us to achieve? And I like to think that it's not impossible for any of us to achieve. I think you, I think me, I think anybody is fully capable of achieving this state, regardless of the situations they find themselves in. And I feel like this is a very important concept to introduce or to talk about, to try and empower the human consciousness and population right now with the COVID outbreak and the uncertainty and uneasiness that we find ourselves in today. So, can you find any relief, gratefulness, in bliss, in uncomfortable and trying times? I usually find it after these uncomfortable situations, these areas of dis-ease are over. It's very easy in hindsight to see 2020 and see the benefits, see the growth, see the opportunities, the silver linings of these challenging situations. But this concept is, can you be present with it? Can you be fully engulfed in the situations you find yourself in, yet still embrace this idea of Sat, Chit, Ananda? And the key is to become the observer, become the watcher of your situation, and don't draw yourself into it and equate your emotions, your thoughts, your behaviors as being you. And this is often what I find myself in when I'm practicing yoga. I've been practicing nearly daily for 3 years or better, and it's made a tremendous change in my life, my mentality, my spirituality, and I highly suggest it for everybody. And a lot of people, when you see yoga being done, you think these people are in completely calm, blissful states, and you could argue that they are, but they often are finding their edge. They talk about an edge in yoga. And what this is, it's finding that edge where you are uncomfortable, you are uneasy, there is a dis-ease about it. Your brain is screaming to you, sometimes literally screaming, I don't want to do this. I hate this. I can't. I'm not good at this. Get me out of here. All of these things start coming up. But can you be present with it? Can you not let it rule you? Can you see yourself separate from that monkey brain, all that programming, and just be. And that's the state of being present with it and being close to finding this concept, at least in my interpretation. You are not your thought patterns, behaviors, beliefs, emotions, culture, experiences, your job or your title, your trauma, your religion, your labels that you give yourself as a son, daughter, mother, father. You are none of these things. You are everything and nothing at the same time. In that state, anything is possible because there's no limitations on what you can or cannot be. And that is finding your Sat, Chit, Ananda. Now, there's a great meditation that I would like to encourage you guys to join me in today, and that is closing your eyes and imagining a bright light entering your prefrontal cortex, so that front part of your brain, kind of between your eyes and above, even deep into that front aspect, and see this white crystalline light being embedded into that prefrontal cortex. Sat. And then now move that energy to the right hemisphere of your brain and see the right hemisphere light up. Chit. And now connect it and move it over to your left hemisphere of your brain. Ananda. And now move it back to Sat, towards the front. Feel the light, see the light infusing in your brain, in the tissues, enlivening the connection. Chit, back to the right half. This side's often connected with the left half of your brain, your feminine side, your creative aspect, the unspoken truths. Ananda, over to the left. Light that area up, infuse it. This is with your right half of your body, the linear, structured, critical thinking aspect. And now we're going to go through a few rounds of just softly connecting all of them and feeling the energy within. Sat, Chit, Ananda, Sat, Chit, Ananda, Sat, Chit, Ananda. Thanks for joining in with me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the short meditation. Feel free to lengthen it as long as you can, or incorporate it into your practice. The idea of obtaining a state of bliss, regardless of the circumstances around you, is not only a great practice to start today, but to continue utilizing in the future. So one day you can consider yourself on the equivalent of the Ascended Masters. Divine Phoenix here. Please subscribe, like, share these videos. Love all of you guys. I encourage you to be the change that you want to see in the world. I do weekly videos. Please come back, check in, and see what you think. And again, share these videos as much as you can. Appreciate you. You are loved. You are loved. Namaste.